I think that kind of translates into modern day of like, well, do you actually want to fix it? Because like a lot of times in terms of things that I've tried to cut out of my life, I've had to just be honest, like, do I really want to stop this? And the answer is most of the time, no. Like, I really don't. Like, I really enjoy my ice cream and I'm going to go back tomorrow. Like, I'm not really going to feel bad about it.
Episode 2, StoryTime podcast, a presentation about What's Your Story vlog. Let's go. We got a guest back. I guess you guys are official members, huh?
Yeah, not even a guest anymore.
Yeah.
Had to bring him back.
So,
should we all introduce ourselves?
Well, no, we don't got to do it. It's episode 2, bro. We ain't got to do that no more. You know?
We might have some new listeners out there.
I guess, we can kick it off by y'all talking, tell me how y'all doing today. So I guess I'll throw it to Z first. Come on, how you doing today, man? How you feeling?
Man, I did not want to wake up for class, but I have my 2 classes, 8 a.m., 9 a.m. done for the day. It's kind of nice.
That's smooth.
Nice Friday off.
Kabir, what you hollering?
Oh shit, well, just came here as soon as I woke up, so I ain't got really much to plan today. Probably just gonna celebrate our first episode. Out on Spotify right now.
Man,
so go check it out.
Yeah, it's finally streaming. Lee?
I'm a little tired. I did a lot of thinking this week, probably a little bit too much about some of the larger systematic and racial problems of the country and how we're going to try to fix them. So that was kind of exhausting. It was, plus, being at Wabash is the most best representation of those issues.
Right. In the right, the best way to say it.
Right.
Chase.
I feel you, Malik. I am a little tired today. Like I was telling y'all earlier, I was up pretty late last night running that essay, but it got done, so it's all submitted. So I'm done for the weekend, ready to just relax and kick back and do what I want to do.
Hey, it's time.
What about you, Chris? What you been on?
Man, just getting the podcast out. That's a first release. I'll tell you guys some more about what we got going on from the business aspect. I mean, that's been my week for the most part. School's been second nature for me. Luckily, nothing's really, took too much time. Well, let me stop. School takes a lot of time for those of you who, don't know, for example. But, man, one thing I guess is this fair that, and I'm trying to think about how I'm going to word this. Is it okay that me looking at, me standing up last week, so I was just looking at the podcast over the week, and I've been standing up on the podcast, and, I like to stand, but I look shorter than Chase. So Chase was on and y'all switching up the rotation, but Chase was right here on my side last week, and I'm just looking at the podcast, and it's like I'm still look shorter than Chase. So I had to explain to all my because I know since all my family members and my mom said something, and I'm like, I know I look short when I'm standing, and I can y'all tell the people how tall these chairs is? Because just let them know. Because it's not my height.
The chair is elevated.
I promise it's not just my height. Like I'm a whole.
It's dang near like the height of like a bar stool. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's like a bar stool.
Yeah. So I just wanted to let y'all know. For y'all watching, I'm not sure. I promise you. I'm scratching on the border of 6'1", you know what I'm saying? So,
oh, that's pushing it. That's
a pretty big jump.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
a good 5'10" for you.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I'll take it. But nah.
That's with shoes on.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. With shoes on, so I'll take it. But I got another one too. Fair or foul? Fair or foul? Is this fair or foul that? Okay, so going through the circumstances, I got some health stuff going on. I'm going through a process for something, right? With some health concerns, which I'll disclose later on with the podcast, but we're keeping it in-house for now. But given I had to go get tubes of blood taken yesterday, right? So I had to get my blood drawn. I go in, I work up. I drink some water in the morning, right? And I go in there, and given it's a pretty hefty amount of tubes of blood that's having to be drawn, and they begin to stick me, and the needle was not coming, right? Like the blood was not coming at first. So then they say, how much water have you drinking? So I say, okay, I'm drinking, I didn't drink a whole lot, but I think I drank enough for you to, get some blood out of me. So then they stick my left arm, they get a couple tubes. They stick my right arm, they get a couple tubes. Is it fair or foul? They stick my hand, and they start sticking my hand, they start sticking me 2-3 times, and they bring somebody else in, and they say, I can't get it. Is it fair that I was ready to just, should I have walked out, or should I have, is it, because I understand that, you got to get the vein the right way, and you got to stick.
Now, I've been in your situation because at one point I wasn't drinking a lot of water. I was drinking a lot.
But is it us? That's what I'm saying.
No, it does, because you have to drink water week before your appointment.
Man,
You have to drink more, and it does depend on the vein and how deep you puncture it. But if it's coming out slow, and if it's not
look
flowing,
at this though. You know what I'm saying?
I will never forget that shit. I was sick, and the doctor was trying to draw some blood, and he just kept missing. And he openly admitted, he was like, "I'm sorry, I just keep missing. I'm so sorry." But he probably stuck me about 5 or 6.
No,
times.
I have the same issue. When I had knee surgery back in 8th grade, I went in for my surgery, and the nurse came in to do my IV and stuff, but she couldn't get it right, so she kept sticking me, and I ended up just started to bleed all over the place. They had to bring somebody else in, so yeah, it was terrible.
Damn.
So, what I'm getting at is it okay to get up and walk out, or should
I think.
why is it? Is it fair for them to put the blame on me? Because I'm like,
how important is it?
It ain't on me.
Because you have the right to get up and walk out.
But it ain't.
Could you have asked to get somebody else?
But my thing is, how you gonna put the blame on if you missing the blood? Don't put the blame on a patient.
That is true.
I mean, that's fair.
Doctors don't take accountability though.
Doctors don't take accountability. But are they doctors? That's the
nurse.
Was it a nurse?
It was a nurse.
I mean,
What?
They definitely ain't taking no accountability.
I was about to say, I don't even think you need to be a nurse. You could go get a phlebotomy certificate.
I mean, if y'all would have seen the people giving the COVID shots, I mean, I know.
Oh my god, I seen this one lady do she was like.
I was like, I don't think that's how you supposed to be doing it.
Yeah. So, and I feel like I'm always the one bringing something, right? But so Sunday night, I want to say, this was a couple days after the podcast. Malik here lives off campus, so he comes in. We have a meeting for one of our organizations that we're in on campus, and we kind of transition from that meeting back to the dorm room. It's me, Malik, and Zenit. Given we stayed there, did homework, it's about 11:30, 12 o'clock that we transition and make it back here to Martindale. We stay up till 4:30 a.m. on the morning with all of us with the 8 a.m. class, right?
Talking about the one that I didn't go to?
The one that we...
I think I was the only one that made it.
So, disclose some of that conversation of what we stayed up till 4:30 in the morning from Sunday night.
Glad you mentioned that.
And
He's breaking out the notes.
he's bringing out the notes.
So this is a written and signed official document.
Wait, hold on. We gotta address this cracked phone.
Listen, what's crazy is that
it's shattered.
I dropped it on its face, right? And the face is cool, but the back in the case, the back just shattered.
That's why you need them outer box. Yeah, they trying to fool y'all getting the Apple Care. Just get the outer box. You drop it anywhere, any far.
I think the Apple Care may still be a good investment too. It's only $30 to get a whole new phone.
Why is this on the bar napkin though? Is my question.
It
Listen,
was a long night.
I was going to say this is all we had. But Chris was.
You had notes on your phone.
I needed it signed. I needed this signed in ink, right?
We can take a picture and we just put it on the podcast. Yeah.
Chris was arguing that if someone approached him only having 3 months to design a business idea and bring it to life in some shape or fashion, right? That he would be willing to give that person $5,000 cash to further develop their business, right?
He's taking it a bit out of context.
And then within 3 months, the person would be able to come back, a group of people would be able to come back and compete for an additional $25,000 to continue to grow their company. Chris was arguing that he took this business idea in the very early beginning stages to a rather high-ranking official on campus. And it was only 3 months. He had only had 3 months of concept development, and not really much to show for it other than like the concept itself.
Okay, we had everything but quality, but we had okay. Continue.
So I said, okay, well, in 20 years, we're going to go to Michigan City, which is where they're from. We're going to go to Michigan City, and we're going to host a scholarship contest. And we're going to give students 3 months to prepare a business idea and kind of develop it as much as they can.
That's a great idea.
And then we're going to probably select a few to give $5,000. And then in 3 more months, right, we'll have them compete again for $25,000. Because Chris believed, right, that his idea at the time of concept was worth at least $5,000, right? And then he argued that in 3 more months, it was worth at least $25,000. So that's how we got those numbers, and I look forward to making a nice trip down to Michigan City in 20 years.
What made you come up with the 5,000 and 25,000? Like, where'd you get those?
So this is all
specific
Malik's numbers. This is all. This is all
No,
Malik's.
they come from a real place,
Right.
though. Because Chris, as the CEO of What's Your Story Vlog,
Okay.
he goes to the, as Malik said, the high-ranking official here at Wabash College, and he wants to do some videography and journalism, which is what his business is, and he wanted to provide his service for the school, and he wanted the school to pay him for his service for his business. But he didn't have a lot of product to show the college, and what he did have, the quality wasn't quite there yet. The idea was there, but the quality wasn't quite there.
Let's make it be known that this was a long time ago that we talking. We not talking about.
And the cost, right?
Right.
The cost.
This was at the very beginning of What's Your Story Vlog.
Yeah.
Right.
The
When it
early
was still
stage.
when
I
it was
told
still
y'all we
in
giving y'all
infancy.
real stories. Okay, continue.
And so basically he wanted the college to pay for all his equipment so that his quality could be good, and he would work for free. And so he would do all the work for free if they paid for the equipment, which, and honestly, doesn't sound like a bad deal.
It doesn't.
But the thing is once
point.
that quality got up after he did that first contract with them or whatever, then now that Chris owns the equipment, he's gonna come back and he's gonna charge them $25,000 to
If
do the
not
same
more.
thing again.
If not more.
So that's where the numbers came from.
Right. So these numbers were not made up. The initial request or the initial sales pitch of his services would have been about $5,000.
Yeah.
And then 3 months later, we're looking at about $25,000 or more, right?
Right.
I think
So-
it's definitely more at this point.
Well, at this point,
Way
'cause
more.
3 months after the point of 3 months, post 3 months
Right.
is. Are we even 6 months in? Yeah. So post 3
Yeah.
months would have been maybe a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
but yeah. So my thing is this fair to take it? First off, so my thing is, and this is kind of leading us to our topic today, but we're taking this to a high school. Let's kind of solidify this, this contract first, because this is what I wasn't a fan of.
It's
we're taking
signed.
it to a high school.
So I already signed.
You know what I'm saying? We're taking it to a high school, because it all depends on the person. First off, because like when you buy a business or you buy some type of service, you're looking at the person for the most part, right? You're buying that service from the person.
So to pose a general question to the group,
Yeah.
I say, Chris, if you were an investor and someone came to you within 3 months of their business idea, right, and that's all they had was 3 months of development, and all they had was a sort of a rough draft of what they can offer to you, would you invest $5,000 in that?
Okay, so here's my answer. I think it depends on a lot of different things, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be a heck of an idea,
Yeah.
right? It's got to be something where if you show me the numbers, this is profitable.
Wait, what numbers?
I'm saying, if you can prove that your business is going to be profitable in the future,
So projections,
yeah, so your projected numbers, yeah.
market,
Projections of...
as in what market, what sector you're in.
Okay.
So if you're in the production market or media market, what's the
Okay.
projection over the next 10 years? I see what you're saying.
And then you as a person, are you a hardworking individual? I'm not going to want to invest in a company with a person that doesn't even want to do the right thing and
Right.
work on their business.
Right.
I would say, in my opinion, no, I wouldn't invest. Because I want to see if you can get yourself at least a quarter of that, like 25% of that. I want to see if you can make that yourself before you come and wanting financial gain from me. And then I will give you more. If you make at least $1,500 or $1,200, I'll give you more than $5,000.
But I think you're forgetting that it's not just an investment because I'm giving you a service.
Well, yeah, you are giving me a service. So
then it's almost it's almost fair ground when it comes to
can't be because you didn't have the portfolio of previous services, right? So you're going and you're really saying like, just believe in my idea and trust me that I'm gonna make it.
The only thing but you're not giving me money because I'm giving you a service for it. What you're giving me is an opportunity. That's all it is.
But he's buying all of your equipment for you, right?
To do a service.
But
for him.
But when the service is over, you still own the equipment, so you still got paid $5,000, whatever way you look at it.
And
you're taking home $5,000.
But he still have that service, just like I have the equipment.
Exactly. He paid $5,000.
So I almost feel like those go hand in hand.
Right. He's trying to separate them.
So I almost feel like those. So the only thing he gave me is an opportunity, right?
Yeah. Well, let's just hope we get this. So.
Well, no. This
are we talking in an arc?
No, this is
okay.
Okay, we walking a thin line here. We can't talk about none of this stuff going on, No, but no, this is way back. We can talk about that stuff. So.
Zenon, would you invest $5,000?
I think in this case, like I said, because I know the specifics of the situation, so it's hard for me to separate that from a hypothetical.
All right.
Knowing Chris and his hard work, and I see his vision. Personally, I would, if I had the money, I would invest in him.
That's cheating. He didn't answer the question.
Right. But the thing is, as a school official, paying a student to do something, and the student doesn't have much to prove that he could do it. I feel like you're putting yourself in jeopardy. As a high-ranking official, you don't want to lose your job, so you got to make a judgment call and play it safe. So. That's
a valid point.
That doesn't mean you can't come back and try again, though.
Right. Once you have it for what I mean.
I guess,
Like, even now going back, you're just at a completely different place, right?
I would never let that point go in my life. But let's get off that. Anybody else got something from the week they want to bring to the table? Anyway. Yeah? No? Okay, all right. Then I'll get into the topic today. It actually, it kind of correlates with the story that happened. Once again, I have a lot of stories, I guess. So, I've been doing an ad lab in physics where it's, we're allowed to do an independent study, for the major. And given I was doing a project yesterday, and he allowed us to go out. We had to go buy ice, we had to go buy a bucket and salt. And given we're creating something in Brinsicle, it's my ad lab project, which is more into the weeds. But I go out to buy this, and he also says, "All right, here's $40, buy that. And then keep the receipts, and also buy you some ice cream, and don't keep those receipts. It's on me." So then we go to Dairy Queen. I buy ice cream. I get and everybody knows ice cream, isn't the best, isn't the healthiest, right? But when you're offered free ice cream, it's like it's the best, So I get a what is it called, a Blizzard from Dairy Queen?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. First off, I didn't know, I had an international student with me, and I didn't know Dairy Queen was overseas too.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's in China. Dairy Queen is in China.
But it's not in the South.
I saw one in Mexico.
It's not in Georgia.
It's crazy.
I saw one in Mexico.
No. I had a roommate who lived in was from Atlanta, Georgia. They didn't have a Dairy Queen down there.
That's crazy.
They got him in Texas.
They got him in Texas and Mexico? Yeah, I know they got him in Mexico. He was from China. And he said, "Oh yeah, the Dairy Queen, good. We have it in China." I'm like, "Oh, okay. It's me here, but okay." So then going fast forward. So I get the ice cream, I'm purchasing, I'm eating it, right? Walking back into the door, we're starting to do our project, and I got half the ice cream left. I asked for a small. Now, kid you not. And now their smalls are, about this big. Almost about a full cup, or about a half of, 3/4 of a red cups, and I'm thinking about it. So then a small is almost, a lot of ice cream. Right. So then I'm eating this Blizzard, and I walk past a trash can. And as I'm walking in, I say, should I throw it away or should I finish it? Because I really wanted it. It was really good. So what I want to get at is, so I threw the ice cream away. And what I had to, what complication that I was kind of going through internally was that how come a lot of times we go to a restaurant, we ask for a portion, and this goes with obesity, it goes with your health, diabetes, blood pressure, all that stuff. You ask for a portion of something, or you ask for something, they give it to you, and 9 times out of 10 it's more than what you ask for, more than what you want. So basically, I asked for a small, I almost got something like a medium, but given that I got that, I almost felt obligated that I had to eat it all.
Mm-hmm.
And
you don't want to waste the money.
Exactly, but a lot of times, especially in like, let's just be blunt here, black households, it's like eat all what's on your plate.
Oh.
So it's almost we have that mindset going through. If I buy this, if I spend money on this, I have to eat it all. And also, if I go to a restaurant, I have to take it all. And that kind of correlates when it comes to diabetes, health, different things of that nature. So how do we kind of... Because I think that's fascinating. It's like you get something on your plate, it's like I gotta eat it all. Whether that's sweets, it's like I can't just have a piece. I gotta eat it all. I gotta eat the whole thing, the whole cake. I gotta eat that last piece of cake. I gotta eat that. And a lot of times that kind of leads to health concerns and health issues. So kind of that complication. Anybody ever had that? And kind of speak on how we kind of overcome that. Because I think it was a hard time. Like I literally...
Bless you.
Thank you.
And with me trying to control my diet going forward, but it's so hard. It's like, it's so good, but how do you drop that? And we'll kind of take into other contexts afterwards. But kind of speak on that.
Have you ever heard of leftovers? I mean, just say you
Okay,
could have just put it in your freezer.
But then at the same time, it's like you had your sweet for today.
Mm-hmm.
You had your sweet for tomorrow. By the time you're done eating it, it's going to be, So I guess I could have froze it, but at the same time, it's like the context I'm trying to get at here is a lot of times you get more than what you need necessarily, and given even if you leave it over, it doesn't make the food more healthier.
That's
right?
true.
It's still like bad stuff for you, and a lot of times you do bad stuff because you get a lot of it. So in other contexts, if you get a lot of more alcohol or any of that case too, if you get a lot more than what you asked for, a lot of times it's like drink it, chug it, take it all, and you can't really so kind of talk about that. I'm trying to think what I'm hitting on here.
That all kind of ties into social consumerism. So, like, pretty much they want you to come back and spend more money. So they're going to give you a little extra more. Mm-hmm. They're going to give you a little bit more of a shot. They're going to give you some more fries in the bag, And not all stores or restaurants do that, but they want you to spend more money here. So they're going to give you just that, extra 10%. And you don't have to. It's all free will, and you could just...
But why is it so hard? That's my thing. Like that.
It's because it's so good. You want it. Like your body just craves it. You want it.
It's good. It really is.
But what is it?
Are you trying to break that cycle?
Well, I'm trying to break it down because like that's usually when it comes to health concerns. That's something that we battle with, and also when it turns into even real life, everyday life. It's like you get something. You ask for a little, but you get a lot of it. And then you get addicted to it, and then that's how it kind of shapes your life. So even in relationships, you ask for a little love and you get a lot of it, then you get attached, right? So that's a good benefit, right? I guess. But when it comes to bad benefits, you can list so many examples of it. So I just kind of want to talk on that because that's something we haven't thought about. A lot of people.
Why is it so hard to let the things that hurt us go the most?
Yeah.
I guess it kind of ties into what makes an individual comfortable. And if it makes you so comfortable, and even though it's bad for you, it's going to take more than just, I'm going to just stop doing that. It's going to take a little bit more. You got to have at least, whether it's a relative push or maybe a work-related push, you got to have something to push you to cut what's hurting you out of your life. And some people don't have that. That's why they're stuck there. Some people, there's rehab for them, but, there's just not that, what's it called? What's the terminology?
Drive?
Yeah. There's not that drive. There's not that ambition, because they're so comfortable there. It makes them, it may make them feel safe. It may make them feel calm, but they're just so comfortable in it. even though they know it's hurting them.
And like I think that there's a difference between like a person not having drive and a person like genuinely not wanting to.
Yeah.
Like there was this one Bible verse where like Jesus asked like the like lame man, like they call him lame, but he is actually paralyzed, right? He asked the lame man, he's like, "Do you want to get well?" And that always stuck with me because like, what do you mean? Like, did he want to get? Of course he wanted to get well, but like, I think that kind of translates into modern day of like, well, do you actually want to fix it? Because like a lot of times in terms of things that I've tried to cut out of my life, I've had to just be honest. Like, do I really want to stop this? And the answer is most of the time, no. Like, I really don't. Like, I really enjoy my ice cream, and I'm gonna go back tomorrow. Like, I'm not really gonna feel bad about it.
That double fudge chocolate chip with
like,
the extra brownie mix.
Fire, right? Like, that's fire.
Yeah.
But I think in terms of this example, like when I hear it, I immediately think of like how it breaks down on like economic level. So in terms of like the black household, like finish your plate, I would say that that's largely due to the fact that I mean most black households in this country have been raised in extreme impoverished levels, and have somehow still came out on top. As far as the okay, so you said the black household, and then you were talking about like this idea of like American consumerism. Yeah. I don't know about that one. I have to sit on that one a little bit longer.
No?
You know, I think people really like to be comfortable. And, you know, one of the things that I kind of pride myself in, I guess, is that I'm okay being uncomfortable. Like, I've put myself in some pretty uncomfortable situations, you know, just to experience something new. And, but a lot of people, you know, they're going to do what's comfortable for them. So, you know, if they're unhappy, right, then they're going to drink, because when they drink, they get comfortable and they get happy, right? If someone's like feeling hungry, they're like, you know what really tastes good? McDonald's. I'm gonna go get some McDonald's, because some McDonald's it's called comfort food. You know, so they're gonna go eat some stuff to make themselves comfortable. And you know, at the end of the day, everyone just wants to be happy. And so people are gonna go to these things that they think make them happy. But I think we have a pretty good grasp on like what actually makes you happy is setting goals and achieving them. And you know, it's not always going to be fun, and it's not always going to be easy, but that feeling you get when you do something that you set out to do, especially when it's difficult, when you finally accomplish that and achieve that, there's just no feeling like it.
That's the true meaning of happiness?
Well, I don't know if that's the true meaning of happiness, but I think
That's
it's definitely
good,
a portion of it.
Yeah, and that's different for each person.
Yeah, no, I think what you guys said was completely true. Kabir, like when you said like people need like a push, I agree. Some people do need a push, but at the end of the day, they also have to want to push themselves. Like say like you've been saying like, oh, like I want to go to the gym, and you get a workout partner. Now your workout partner is like pushing you to go. But if you're not feeling it, you're gonna easily come up with an excuse not to go. You know, so it's just like one of those things where you can have the right idea in mind, and you could have the right people around you to help you get there. But if you're not internally ready to do what's good for you, it's not gonna happen. You have to have that right mindset, otherwise it's never gonna get there.
Yeah, that's true.
I think what I was, now I'm kind of self-reflecting on kind of self-discipline is the piece that I'm really getting at. And it's a quote, and I may be quoting myself here because I'm not sure if it's an actual quote. It's just, you know, I have it written in my notes that I keep. But it's self-discipline is a stronger predictor of success than someone's IQ.
I believe it. Self-discipline
is a stronger predictor of success than someone's IQ.
Yeah.
So kind of taking that example and kind of speak on it from the idea of self-discipline.
I'll use myself as an example. You know, I don't usually like broadcast it or brag about it or anything, but I'm a pretty intelligent guy, I think. Got a good SAT score, you know.
Never got to be at Wabash, but you know.
So far. But like, I don't have the same work ethic as Chris. I'll be straightforward about it. Like, I waste a lot of time just relaxing, and like I like to play video games. You know, I like to just hang out on my phone, watch YouTube. But you know, I still get my work done. But I find that like when it comes to being successful, like especially entrepreneurship, like pushing my music career, like it takes a lot more work, I guess, than I'm used to doing, because like it all ties back into happiness. Because for me, like in order for me to be happy on a like day-to-day basis, I need my time to just relax. You know, that's important to me. Yeah. I need time to just relax, to unwind, and to not care. But not everyone's like that, and you know, that's where it comes down, and it all comes down to different like goals too. Because if my goals are lower than Chris's, then you know I don't have to work as hard to get there. And I guess that's where it ties back into what I first said about, you know, people being comfortable. Because if you're comfortable, you know, making $40,000 a year and just, you know, working your job and just chilling, and you're happy with that, then, you know, good for you. Like, you don't have to be a millionaire to be happy, but if you're counting success as being like very rich and, you know, maybe owning a large business like, you know, Apple or something like that, and entrepreneurship, then a lot of it, yes, it doesn't necessarily have to do with IQ. It has to do with self-discipline, because self-discipline drives your work ethic.
Yeah, and like I get back to the American consumerism. I got you. First, just let me say, in other cultures, right, especially some of the more Eastern cultures, it could actually be seen as slightly disrespectful to completely finish your plate, right? So like that, is a kind of an American ideal that's like, you know, especially like with like the Black American ideal of like finishing your food. But on another note, I don't know about that, because like success and like, you know, like what makes you happy and like all those kind of things, like I don't even really think like you can compare them. Like I don't think you can accurately say that like you have a lower work ethic than Chris. I think you guys' work ethics are different. But I wouldn't necessarily say that like one is superior or inferior to the other, because like your definition of success or what makes you happy is genuinely different than his. And like something that I realized like very early on in Wabash is like there are some people who do not want to own a business. There are some people who like would absolutely hate that. The same way I think of working a 9 to 5 would just be, I would just be miserable. They would be the most miserable entrepreneurs ever. They love their 9 to 5 jobs. They love the structure. They love to know what they're going to expect.
Everybody can't do it.
It's not that they can't do it, but it's like they actually don't desire it. Like it's like the brain, like it's just actually just like some people like oranges and some people absolutely hate them, right? Yeah. And I think there needs to be more room for like these different desires. Like some people love to sit and do nothing. Sometimes it gives me anxiety when I'm doing nothing, like just doing nothing. But like everybody is different, and like that's okay. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And like as far as the like eating, just be honest with yourself. If you're full, don't make yourself eat anymore. I'm full, like, because like I used to find myself doing that, like I gotta finish it. Then like I'm trying to get to the point where like
addiction of pleasure.
Yeah, because it's like when you get done, like you're like stuffed and bloated, and you're like I shouldn't have ate all that. I mean, it's like, but just truly like, you know, like watch yourself and be like, okay, I'm full. I'm gonna save it.
You know what they call that? Heathing. Heathing. Addicted to things that are not good. But
something that Zenon said that I want to bring up. You said that like, well, actually Chris said that you've never gotten a B here at Wabash.
Right.
So I feel like
I think we all can say that, baby boy. That's plain and simple. You know, let's acknowledge that. Let's give a round of applause on that. Never got a B.
Oh yeah, never got a B. Yeah,
that's pretty. You know,
no, but
I still got 2 years to go.
Yeah, but no, like knowing you in high school, I feel like school has it's just easy for you. Like not necessarily, like I'm not saying like you're like a genius, but it's like just some things are easier for people, and I feel like school may be easier for you than it is as easy for Chris. You know.
All right, now watch it. Now you know.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not saying. No, I'm not saying. But I'm saying
you're
like
right. Yeah,
it's just like a natural thing for you. So like you do have time to, you know, get on YouTube and do whatever you want. Whereas with Chris and his business, that might come easy for him. You know. Right. So I just think different people, you know, things come easier and they're just more, like you said, more comfortable. And I think you're more comfortable with your studies. You know what to do, you know how to do it. Whereas with Chris, he's more comfortable with his business, he knows what to do and stuff like that.
Yeah. I think it's a fine balance, and I really noticed this, right? Because like just giving a comparison between me and Z, because it's so easy because we're roommates and we always think about this. I think that what I really notice is that some people, I think everyone can be an outstanding student. Everyone can get straight A's. Everybody can learn whatever you're capable. If you're, not a disability, right? Other than that, I think everyone is capable, but it's how much effort that you're willing to put in to learn to do it, right? So when it comes to me and Z may be able to understand a concept in less time that it may take me to understand that concept. So therefore, if I'm willing to spend the more time to understand, because I catch myself with something like that all the time. It's like, okay, this dude can learn this in 1 hour, but if in order for me to learn that exact same thing, it would take me 4 hours. So then you have to ask yourself, is it worth it? Is it worth spending the 4 hours of my time to learn that, and then, or is it worth just spending 2 and being able to pass? I think that's something I conflict myself all the time with in school. Spend the 2, pass, and also spend the other 2 doing something else that I enjoy. And the 2 is still given. Watch this. The 2 is still more than the other person who spent 1 and got an A. So I think that's something that really. I really learned, especially being here and being Z's roommate. It's like, wow, I remember freshman year, I used to stay up all night studying for an exam. I used to just to get a lower grade. First, I won't disclose my grade. I'm gonna keep it 100%. I got a 58% on the exam, and I stayed up till probably 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, inside of the exact seat that I'm taking the exam in, and I got a 58% on that first exam. Actually, quite a few exams I got a 58% of the year, but I got a 58%. But it's like I put an extra, I don't know, maybe an extra 5 hours on Z's time of studying, but he did better than I did. So how is this correlating? Is it worth it? Because I think I could have got that 58 if I would have took 3 hours off anyway. Well, like, what do I got, 54? So is it, so just think about it. Yeah. So talk about that.
You had to work for that 58.
I promise you did.
Let's not pretend like, right? Like,
let's not act like I can take the time off.
You see what I'm
But
saying?
y'all see what I'm saying? So some people put longer time in, but don't, it's kind of that balance. Like, is it worth? Because like I said, I really think if you're physically capable, mentally capable, I think everyone can learn everything. Like Kabir, you could be a physics major in Wabash College right now. It'll just be harder for you in the sense of you have to put in more work than some other people, possibly.
But then the question is like, do you really want to be a physics major?
Is it worth it? Right.
Do you want to be a physics major?
Right.
So,
It's like, is it worth it?
I want to touch on what you keep talking about balance, and I feel like balance is a big thing for me. I feel like I see it everywhere, and like really life and happiness comes down to a balance, right? Because too much of anything is bad for you. Most people know that. So like Chase was saying something about you want to go to the gym and get healthy, or maybe get a nice body, right? But if all you do is go to the gym, you don't do anything else, then it's like unhealthy. So it's a balance, and so maybe you cut out 2 hours of sitting on the couch and watching TV, and you go to the gym. But if all you do is sit on the couch and watch TV, or all you do is go to the gym, both of those options aren't really healthy. It's really about a balance, and everybody is unique in that they have their own balance of like in their life of what makes them happy.
I think that's what school should have been like. Should have been like a place where you send your kids to find out what really makes you happy instead of just give you itinerary of things to do for a whole semester, 4 or 5 months a year. Like, you'd have a lot more people graduating than dropping out and actually going to college because they already took all the way from first to 12th grade to figure out what they really like. So then the next 4 years after that would be college. They're already in the little position that they're, comfortable in the career path that they want to go on. I
think now is where we're getting into the American consumerism and the American, I guess, machine, because all these schools, they're training all these kids the same things, and they're just trying to make, more workers, more corporate workers, and more, trade workers and whatnot. And that's why the school system is the way that it is. And because like our whole country is driven on
Schools.
consumerism, and yeah.
I was gonna say the school system just rings a bell. It's a big thing in itself. So I mean, we can come back and hit on that another day. But just going off that topic, anyone Chase, speak on that fine line.
Yeah, well,
working.
Well, actually, I got a little. Once you were talking about your exam and how you got like a 58%.
All right, now we ain't gotta keep saying. We ain't gotta keep throwing it. We gotta keep throwing that number out there.
I got my own personal story.
Keep throwing that number.
No, I got my own personal story. All right, so my freshman year of college, I'm in a calculus class, and anybody who knows me, math is not my strong suit. Like, I'm a smart guy, but math, I just can't understand it. So,
let me scratch that for the people. It just takes you more. It just takes you more work to understand it.
Yeah, it takes a lot more than a little bit more
The average,
work.
right? But still, like I think that's something that we get misconstrued a lot. Is we don't get something or we don't understand something. But it's like it just takes you. Like I said, I think everyone is fully capable. If you're not disability or I think everyone is fully capable. But it's like how much work. Then also the work that it would have took you to get the best 100%. Is it worth you putting in that work for?
Why is it easier for other people to take 1 hour and pass easy?
That's what I'm saying.
It's
It
just
it has
It's
to
just
be
who they
something that you feel, oh, this is me, I can do this.
I think at that point it becomes natural.
I was about to say,
I think at that point it
That's a
becomes
natural
natural and
talent.
also your upbringing as well.
Undeniable.
What's that quote from Albert Einstein? It's like, you can't judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, because then like the fish will think it's stupid its whole life.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but back to your story.
Back to my story. All right,
Yeah.
so I'm studying for the first exam, and me and a couple of my friends, we're studying in this like room, and we're just going over everything, all the lessons and everything. So come to the first exam, I feel confident, right? Go in, I open the book, and I'm like, man, I don't know how to do any of this. So
What they had, sine over cosine, t.
yeah, it was all that. So I get the grade back, and I got probably like a 42%.
Okay.
I'm like, oh man, there goes my grade. So fast forward to the final exam. My professor tells us that if we that half the exam is going to be over the previous exams. So if you can do everything from the previous exams, you'll be good. So I put in days upon days trying to figure out the problems from the past exams, and I did, and I ended up getting like a 65, which was better than the 40, the 42 that I got. So it just like Chris said, it takes more time for other people, whereas my friends, they got it no problem. Me, I just had to just put in more time and effort to
What was the
get the
outcome
grade.
on that, though?
I passed class,
Where is that taking you?
my degree,
Where is that going to take you?
a good job
All right.
in my own business.
As long as it's taking you somewhere.
It's taking me somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I just want to say I don't think I'll ever take calculus.
For you two, it might have been easy. For me, I definitely had to work for it.
Well, that's the thing is, and that's why I think it's an easy way to conflict like easy and hard, because like I think that it could have been easy. Like I wouldn't say it was easy for me, but like you can make anything easy or hard depending on how much you work at it.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it just like I feel like when people say easy, it's like nah, it wasn't easy, or nah, it's not hard. I just have to work, and I'm starting to make this a habit, which I think everyone should start making this a habit. Stop confusing easy and hard with how much work, because it's like it's not easy. It just takes more work for me. So therefore, I'm gonna make it hard because I'm gonna work less than I need to, because I think everyone's learning is individualized to them and personalized to them. So then when it comes to that, then it's like, so kind of speak on that. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, I remember last podcast we talked about how like results or like success or whatever you want to say is a product of work and time.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, everybody has a different, I guess, work rate. So like my work rate is lower than yours because like I don't have to put in as much work.
Right.
You have to put in more. But I think everybody has different things that come to them naturally. So like for me, like golf does not come to me naturally. Like I'm not good at golf. I mean, I've only been a couple times, so I have a lot more work and more time to put in to get to that level.
Right.
But there's like prodigies out there, and I'm sure that there's some 8-year-old who picked up a golf club for the first time and is like ridiculously good. And so I think, I mean, ideally in a utopian society or whatever, or an idealistic society, the like school system is just helping you figure out what you're naturally good at, and I guess how you can use that to sustain yourself in life. But sadly, we don't live in an idealistic society, and instead of finding out what everybody's good at, it's just like, okay, here are the things you need to be good at if you want to succeed, and then they just judge everybody based on their ability to do those things.
I agree, and even going on the school system piece, I really don't. I have a lot to say on the school system, so I don't really want to hit it on it this week.
You're gonna save that for another time.
I do want to save it for another time, but what I will say about the school system, a lot of times the language that we use within the school system, whether it be from the elementary school grounds all the way up, a lot of the language really resonates within the student, and we act like we don't realize that the student is listening. So a lot of times you may say that a student, or it's like divisiveness that you may say, the language that say, oh, you're smart. You may call a student smart. Like, you should never call a student smart, because then you're inferring that the other students who didn't get called smart are not. So then that just kind of carries on up in the school system. So I think it's a lot of like lack within the teachers, and also I believe that it's a lot of lack within males going into the education system, especially within black males going into the education school system now. So I think that that's something that we can take on as well. But anyone else on that? Well,
Want to close this out?
yeah, I was gonna say we can kind of wrap this one up. We're heading out about a bit early, but kind of give it to us. What's going on? Z, what's up with music?
So yeah, I mean, really, I just been, whenever I have some free time, trying to finish the mixing and mastering on my album. I only got a couple songs left to do, so I mean, that should be coming at the latest, probably October, late October at the latest. I mean, I'd like to have it late September, but we'll see. I kind of just go with the flow. Like I don't really have set times for me to work on this stuff, because I just kind of have to weave it within my schedule, like whenever I have some time. So I mean, the album's coming in a couple months, and then I mean, now I'm working on the podcast. So after we wrap this up, I'm gonna go tweak it up, make everyone's voices sound good. And that's basically all I got going on.
Pretty much after this, just gonna wait for the next set of instructions from Chris. Tell me what to do for the next week. Gonna probably just work and do whatever it is that I do.
Well, be on the lookout. Episode 1 is out now with the podcast. Next week we do have, by the time you guys listen to this, it'll already be out. So go watch Purdue University episode with students on campus. We did the thorough interviews.
What's it called again?
What's Your College?
There
Yep,
you go.
What's Your College? So go watch What's Your College series. Comment below.
Share.
Whatever arrow's pointing at, right? But we'll drop that in there.
Oh yeah, comment some ideas.
Yeah, comment some topics that you guys want us
Yeah.
to talk about on the podcast, and also comment some schools too that you guys want to see us visit.
Come to your school soon.
Chase, what you got going on?
I mean, I just want to say that I love being here. I've been waiting to do this podcast for so long. My girlfriend knows that my freshman year in my dorm, I even bought like podcast equipment.
Yeah.
I couldn't get it figured out how to set up to my computer, so I just ended up shipping it back. But no, I've been really wanting to do this for a long time, because if anybody knows me, I love to talk. I love to have conversations, especially like late night conversations, which I feel like this is. So this is a great environment. Everybody here, we mold together. So
Would it be better if we did it at nighttime? Like, would it be different?
No, because it's so bright in here. I don't think so.
No.
I don't know, because you know people have different levels of energy at different times of the day, so I mean that can play into effect.
Good point.
But I know I haven't taken a nap today. I feel like maybe if I had taken a nap, maybe drink some caffeine, I might be a little more energized.
Never know.
But I think
That's something we could test out maybe in
Right.
the future. Though.
Yeah, that's for sure. We got a lot of weeks to come.
Yeah, and what you said, Chase, like this is great. You know, I love having these deep conversations with smart guys who have insightful things to say. It's just nothing like it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if I could do this all day, every day, I would. If I could make
and hopefully
this,
we'll get to that point.
I hope so.
Yes.
Like it's coming, but
Yeah, manifest it. We will get to that point.
we will. We will.
You
But,
heard it once, heard it twice,
Yeah.
and you're gonna hear it 3 and 4 times by all 4 of us. But check us out on Anchor. We're on Anchor. You can listen to it audibly when you're driving to work, on the car. Check us out on Spotify also. We're working on getting it on Apple Music. They're pretty funny, let's just say that. But Apple Podcasts coming soon. But also, you can watch this link via stream YouTube. Also, shout out to our credentials. Go follow us at What's Your Story Vlog on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. Visit our TikTok as well. Visit our website at whatsyourstoryvlog.com, and we got a lot of stuff uploading and being uploaded there. So I'll kind of wrap us out there, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week, y'all.
See ya. Thank you.
Ciao.